He was 20 years old when he became king. He was 22 when he invaded the largest empire in the world. He was 32 when he died, having never lost a single battle. In just 12 years. Alexander the Great conquered more land than any army in human history, from Greece to Egypt to Persia to the borders of India. But the real story of Alexander is not about conquest. It is about a man who dreamed of something that had never existed before, a world without borders. Alexander was born in 356 BC in Pella, the capital of the Kingdom of Macedon, a small northern Greek kingdom that the great city-states of Athens and Sparta barely took seriously. His father was Philip II, a brilliant military genius who transformed Macedonia from a backwater kingdom into the most powerful military force in Greece. Alexander's mother was Olympias, a fierce, deeply religious woman who told her son from birth that his real father was not Philip, but Zeus himself, the king of the gods. His tutor from age 13 was Aristotle, the greatest philosopher the ancient world had ever produced. Aristotle gave Alexander a copy of Homer's Iliad, the story of Achilles, the greatest warrior of Greek mythology. Alexander kept it under his pillow his entire life alongside a dagger. When Alexander was 16, his father Philip left on a military campaign and left his teenage son in charge of Macedonia. Alexander didn't just maintain order, he conquered a neighboring tribe. Philip II was assassinated in 336 BC, and 20-year-old Alexander became king of Macedonia. Within 2 years, he had secured Greece, crossed into Asia, and defeated the Persian army at the Battle of Granicus, his first major victory against the empire. Then came the Battle of Issus, where Alexander faced the Persian Emperor Darius III himself, commanding an army of 100,000 men. Darius fled the battlefield, abandoning his army, his mother, his wife, and his children. Alexander then marched south into Egypt, where the Egyptians welcomed him not as a conqueror, but as a liberator from Persian rule. In Egypt, he founded the city of Alexandria, which would become the greatest center of knowledge in the ancient world. The decisive battle came at Gaugamela in 331 BC, where Darius assembled his largest army ever. Some estimates put his forces at over 200,000 soldiers. Alexander's tactical genius at Gaugamela is still studied in military academies today. He created a gap in the Persian line and charged straight through it toward Darius himself. Darius fled again for the second time, abandoning his army. He was later murdered by his own generals. When Alexander entered Persepolis, the magnificent capital of the Persian Empire, he burned it to the ground. To this day, historians argue about whether it was deliberate revenge or a drunken accident. After conquering Persia, Alexander didn't stop. He pushed east into Central Asia through modern Afghanistan and into the Indian subcontinent. In India, he faced his greatest military challenge, King Paris, and his army of war elephants. Alexander won, but was so impressed by Paris's courage that he gave him his kingdom back and made him an ally. But at the Hyphasis River in India, Alexander's army finally refused to go further. They had been marching for 10 years. They wanted to go home. Alexander began the long march back. But he was not the same man who had left Macedonia 12 years before. He had lost his closest friend Hephaestion, and was never the same after his death. He ordered a mourning period across the entire empire. In June 323 BC, in the city of Babylon, Alexander the Great fell ill after a banquet. He died 12 days later. He was 32 years old. When asked who should inherit his empire, Alexander reportedly said, "To the strongest." His generals immediately began fighting each other. His empire was divided into 3 parts within 20 years. Alexander died at 32, but what he accomplished in those 32 years still shapes our world today. The cities he founded, especially Alexandria in Egypt, became the greatest centers of knowledge, trade, and culture in the ancient world. He spread Greek culture, language, philosophy, art, and science across the entire known world. This period is called the Hellenistic Age. Julius Caesar wept at Alexander's statue because at the same age, Caesar had achieved nothing compared to him. Napoleon studied his tactics. Every military leader in history measured himself against Alexander. Alexander the Great died at 32, and the world has never forgotten him. Subscribe, because next week we go inside the world of the Byzantine Empire.